Okay, it's a few minutes after 5, so I'd like to bring the June 10th Plymouth Village Water and Sewer District meeting to order. Let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we are going to begin with approving meeting minutes from our last meeting of May 13th.
I'll make a motion to approve those meeting minutes as written.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Regina, for those there.
And then payroll and manifest. Motion again, please. We've got those manifests here.
Yeah, make a motion to approve the payroll manifest as presented.
Second.
All those in favor there?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, new business. Got a bunch of documents to sign tonight, beginning with, the solar. So this is an authorization to allow me to sign for the designation of authorities for the SRF loan for our next round of solar.
Complete the application.
Complete the application.
So I'll make a motion that we designate Chris to be the signer for the solar projects.
Second.
All those in favor for this?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Up next, this is a engineering bid for engineering services for Wright Pierce, and this is for the Force Main project. So,
It's
Yeah, this is-
$27,000 just for the bidding services. We'll sign the construction administration and observation contract with them once we get bids back in. So I told them to hold off on that portion for now until the bids come back in. So this gets us through bidding.
Good.
You want to do it?
Sure, I'll make a motion to approve Chris to be signature for that.
Second.
all those in favor for
Aye.
Aye.
that? Aye. Okay, next up, this is Russell Street Design Engineering. So this is a contract for professional services. Again, this is between Wright Pierce and the district, designating me as signer.
Make a motion to approve Chris to be the signer for the Russell Street Design project.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, so
Aye.
that's a $16,000 contract again, just to get us through the bidding phase and the remainder of the design phase. So it's pretty much designed under the last project. This is kind of just repackaging.
All right, and then next is the engineering for Highland Street. This is design, and they'll need to be authorized as signator.
I'll make a motion to have Chris sign the Highland Street design and the.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's a $32,000 contract for the low-pressure zone lining. So originally, the lining of the low-pressure main wasn't in the original design.
All right, so this is an amendment just for that. Okay. For that soon-to-be happening work. Okay, and next up here is the Highland and Russell Street, Highland, Russell, and Emerson construction phase engineering. Again, between the district and Wright Pierce.
That's the big one. That's $917,000. So that's all of our construction administration and observation for the upcoming project.
Make a motion to approve Chris to be the signature for that.
Second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, then last, this is a motion to agree to me to sign the cybersecurity.
Whole board needs to sign the,
Okay.
it's an agreement. Jason will give you the
I stand
background on
corrected
that.
too. All three board members need to sign?
All three need to
Yes.
sign on where you see the first page, and Chris will need to sign last.
This
Okay.
was recommended to us in the annual report, right? That
Yeah, this is an
We do it
extension,
every 3
an
years.
extension of the original cyber grant we got. Now expiring on our SCADA
In
computer
October, yeah.
in October. So this grant was presented to us as a potential pathway to update that SCADA computer. So we're working with actually the cybersecurity, the Federal Cybersecurity Group, and the Overwatch Foundation, which is a nonprofit that's providing cyber improvements for communities. So they'll have an assessment phase, a configuration and implementation phase, and then a training phase at the end. And they provide 3 years of essentially communication and training for the system after their implementation. So it's a great program. Was recommended by DES. Then we've
By
been
Primex as
Yep.
well.
and primary.
So we just have to sign that, we don't have to vote on it.
So we thought,
Right, we're not entering into a grant agreement with them. We're really, this is the assessment phase. So
Okay,
once
so we would
we,
approve the budgetary
Yep.
piece of that later. So
Right.
that was kind of my other question. So if they have recommendations for us, that's gonna potentially come back with other costs.
right,
Okay.
typically on average, their grant awards are around $25,000.
Okay,
So depending on what the scope is of the assessment, we need to figure out then,
offset.
right, what we would be tackling with that value, or if there was anything in addition needed to support that work, so,
in the initial phase of this, is there a cost associated with it?
no,
No, okay.
no, that's included in that 25,000.
Okay.
So I think we should make a motion just to,
Okay,
to
I make a
approve,
motion that we approve
or we agree to sign the
cybersecurity
agreement.
defense
Yes.
services.
I'll second that motion from Tom.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so I'll let, since
Pass
this
it
is the
around and
last
sign
of this, of the places to sign, and I want to catch up on signatures afterwards, but I think you and Tom,
Yeah, so really the contract is like about 14 pages of, just saying that you'll cooperate with their people,
Yeah,
with the assessment, yeah. And we understand that our responsibilities and their responsibilities to be safe,
yeah.
yeah.
that's great.
All right, so that wraps up our new business. That moves us to potential things topics under old business. Anything?
Don't have anything.
No? Probably can roll that in. Business administrator?
Have nothing.
Nothing? Jason?
Just wanted to give everyone an update that we met with Felice and Wright Pierce this morning for a project update meeting. And Felice communicated that they're working on cleaning up and wrapping up a lot of their incidental items. They're pretty much through most of substantial completion. There's a few little things that they need to touch on within the next 2 weeks that we will hopefully be there. We have ordered the well flange components for the well contractor to be able to modify the existing well casing. So those are a long lead time right now, which are about 4 weeks out. So
You mean the regular well tile is two different, wrong size for you to put your pumps on?
No, it was a single piece of solid steel, and we're looking to put a flange in between there so that we can break the top off without having to go up and over into the
Oh.
top for the well
Better
contractor.
design.
Yeah,
That's nice.
so that's about 4 weeks out, and then Felice, excuse me, has communicated that they have about 40 to 50 days after that part comes in to fully complete the project.
Well,
So we're looking probably the end of July into August before we're actually pumping water.
how's our relationship with Holderness School?
Good.
Great.
Great, oh, excellent.
Yep, so we were talking today, their driveway will get paved sometime this summer. And their whole athletic field area will get tidied back up the way we found it.
Great, that's good, Jason.
We got the stair issue.
We're still working through that,
Yeah.
yeah. But there was a number of change orders that have been completed, and we're gonna be working through that in the next pay-rec. And
So you'll see
the
a
net,
few of those to sign.
right, the net increase in the contract for Felice will be less than $4,000.
So what are we looking at being over original estimate though? Cleanliness.
No, we're still under.
Oh, we're still-
Yeah, so we
still
still have about $300,000 worth of credit items that we can deduct and, not see that implications for the increase. So even with the impending, change order for the well casing modifications
Right.
and the platform, will still be within the original budget
That is.
per our agreement with Wright Pierce.
Yes.
You know, I'm so proud of you that you got this 8 million, that we're still gonna be spending another 8 million here. I can't believe, what did we spend, like 13 million last year, or 22, what was the number?
The well project and Main Street were both combined around about 18 to 20.
About 18 to 20, and now we got another 8. This is still
Yeah.
under those funds.
So yeah, this is the Highland Street project, which you're referring to, Tom,
Yeah.
is part of the ARPA funding package from 2022. So
Yeah,
we just received amendments to those grant agreements to extend them through next January and next June for water and sewer.
So we can
So that we can complete that out, because we have about $2 million in ARPA funding still to spend on this project.
well, my question was, and I think that it's coming to an end, and how do you make sure that we're not left holding something, bidding out projects that, we're gonna have to do, but, that aren't good, that we think are gonna get financed and they're not. I mean, I'm sure you thought
We'll,
about that.
yeah, we're gonna go after every bit of financing we can.
Keep on
We've already,
pushing for,
we've already applied to the Northern Borders Regional Commission for the tank replacement project that we passed this year.
oh, yeah,
And we just put in a handful of state revolving loan fund pre-applications in this past month, so we should be getting answers on those sometime late August.
Great.
Yeah, and
that's
then,
good.
and then that's the 1-2 punch, and then the third punch will be USDA rural development, so going back to them with anything that's left over,
Yeah, and they're gonna still be there.
as far as we're aware. I believe,
I think some of the cuts from the federal government have been abated.
yeah, I think the water environment program was actually, the funding for that USDA program was increased in the proposed budget.
Starting to pull in some staff from
Yeah.
other states to help us in New Hampshire, so hopefully they're gonna be there.
Great.
Yeah, they're making moves in the right direction.
Yeah, I think that's
That's great.
part of their goal is regionalization, and they're trying to regionalize some of these efforts for project review and administration. So it wouldn't be, potentially wouldn't be a New Hampshire or Vermont state office, there may be a regional office,
Sure.
yeah.
So anything else here?
And then just wanted to report, and I think that we alluded to, that we received bids in for Highland Street, Reservoir Road, and Emerson, and Russell Street. And our low apparent bidder was N. Grenice and Sons at $8,187,730.15. And that is within our project budget. So we anticipate Wright Pierce will be evaluating the bids and making a recommendation to award pretty soon.
Great.
Man, what doesn't get done downtown? Only, across from the hospital there, what's that street?
No, Emerson Street will be done.
Emerson Street,
That's gonna be
that
done,
got done, or?
It's
gonna
going to
be-
be, it is, yeah.
So we've got the whole new backbone for the whole downtown.
Yes, yep,
Man, that's sweet,
our main arteries, yep.
yeah. Okay, I don't have anything else.
What about what is it, pump station number 4?
Yes, pump station number 4, good news there, we got the pumps back, and both pumps were, if you recall, they were baked and they were tested at the pump manufacturer, and they came back good, so I think our costs there are gonna be minimal. We had,
Wouldn't that save us like $25,000?
yeah, if we had to replace them, the pumps themselves were about $20,000 apiece.
Each,
Yeah.
okay.
So this-
But the electrical's much better than we anticipated.
Right, so the electrical, we've been getting some cost estimates on that, I think that was one of the POs that we
Yes.
just approved.
Right.
To electrical installations, I think it was under $4,000 for the replacement of some of the switches and gear down there.
We dodged a bullet on that. That could've been
Yeah,
much worse.
so we are still Paying for bypass pumping, obviously, that's gonna be another $16,000 at the end of this month.
Yeah.
Is that running off, is that diesel?
Diesel,
Yeah, so we're fueling that up?
It's about a quarter to a half a tank, so about 50 gallons a week.
Oh, okay, so it's
Yeah.
not bad.
You can get
Terrible.
delivered to it?
No, we can't get it delivered.
Yeah.
That
We
was-
tried,
Yeah.
couldn't, so they fill it.
Just
Yeah,
curious.
I guess Dead River doesn't have the correct nozzle to go into a tank, they only have the oil tank screw-on nozzle.
Mhm.
So we do borrow the town's transfer tank at the highway department, fill it up. Yeah.
So how long do you think it'll be before?
I'm hoping probably another 2 weeks, so probably by July 1st, we'll be up and run back up and running there.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, every time I
So
drive
it's
by
only
there.
about a 2-month endeavor on the rental.
Yeah.
I feel like that's actually a police station that I could drive by a million times and not see. I don't know why.
It's easier to see the orange, giant orange pump out there.
Right.
It is,
It's
that
quite
does jump
obvious
out
now.
of there, yeah.
Yeah.
And then something's going on.
Yeah, that's
No,
better news than we expected.
no
Yeah.
idea where it happened yet?
No, electrical failure of some
Electric
sort.
failure of some sort.
Frustrating.
Yeah,
Well,
Good happens.
Generally, good news, so.
that's good.
We do have some purchase recs and then, of course, a bunch of signatures to take care of, but I will read the purchase recs here.
You wanna go, so you miss the 15-minute concert?
Yeah, Jason, why don't you?
Jason, we already approved those.
No, if they have any questions on that first.
They're all approved.
There we go.
There's no questions left, they already approved them.
All right, so we got tie sales at $8,446.99. Russell Resources, $10,450. It's motor related. AR Control Services LLC, $1,548.80. Barrett Electric, $7,600. Penta Corporation, $34,825. That was for the containment area. And then,
Yeah, so Penta will be removing the existing chlorine pumps at the wastewater plant and grinding the floor down, the concrete's all corroded down there, and then recoating the floor and then replacing the caustic tank, so that is
big project.
quite a decent sized project. When we got the tanks, we thought we can get by with the floor the way it was, but we figured that it would be best to address the floor now before we put the tanks
Yeah,
back.
That would be great.
that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
So Electrical Installations, Inc., we've got a total there of $5,340. Government Connection, Inc., that's all of our computer stuff, $12,118.50. That's part of the cyber grant.
Yes, that one was, yeah.
Farnham Scale Systems for annual certification, $2,600. Fournier Industries, $1,229.35. Casella Waste Systems, $30,000. And lastly, Crawford Champlin, Inc., and that's $9,230. Oh, we have a few more. Power Up Generator Services, $615.72. Black Maple Diesel, $4,000 even for backhoe work. Government Connection Inc., $4,787, again, IT hardware. EJ Prescott, $9,166.25. USA Blue Book HD Supply, $2,158.70. Electrical installation, again, that is $2,255. Tie sales, meters, $1,291.79. Plymouth Ford for vehicle repair, $1,182.68. Williamson Electrical, $2,250. And then lastly, Electrical Installations Inc., once again, $4,240.80. Do I Have a motion.
Make a motion to approve the purchase requisitions as presented.
Second.
All's in favor? Aye. Okay, so, public comment, is there any public? Does not appear to be. Next meeting, July 8th, Tuesday, July 8th at 5 PM. We still have a bunch of signatures, I think, needed here from you all. Looks like. Yes, right, yes, so at 5:25,
Motion to adjourn?
motion to adjourn, yes.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
We're still adjourned.
So adjourned. Yes.
Hey, thanks, Jake.